Okay, so in the last class we were discussing about the reflection coefficient. Okay, so we have discussed the waves on the transmission line and we have seen the equations, and we were discussing about the reflection coefficient. Okay, so these are the equations which we have seen. Okay, so that is V of x, which is equal to V naught plus into e power gamma x plus P naught minus e power, this is minus gamma x, and this is e power plus gamma x. Okay, so this we have seen. So similarly for I of x, we have seen P naught plus by z naught e power minus gamma x minus P naught minus by z naught into e power gamma x. Okay, and we have seen the reflection coefficient equation. So that is gamma of x, which is nothing but z in of x minus z naught divided by z in of x plus z naught, or if we can at the load side, so that we have seen zl minus z naught by zl plus z naught. This is at the load side. Okay, so where x equal to 0. Okay, so in this equation you can able to derive this. So you can take v naught minus v naught plus common. So here v naught plus common if you take, so e power minus gamma x plus v naught minus by v naught plus into e power plus gamma x. Okay, so this, if I put x equal to 0, so this is at the load end. So this we can write it as gamma L. Okay, so now this is with respect to impedance, so that we will also derive this. So with respect to voltage, that incident and reflected voltage, it is that gamma L is nothing but V naught minus by V naught plus. Okay, so now that Z in, so that Z in of x, so whatever we have, so that will be actually V of x by I of x. Okay, so that if you take the ratio, so here, so that it will give z naught into, so e power minus gamma x power minus gamma x plus, so gamma L into e power plus gamma x. So this is divided by e power minus gamma x minus gamma L into e power plus gamma x. So this we will get for the input impedance at any point on the two conductor system at any position. Okay, so now let us take the special case, that is, so whenever I will put x equal to 0 in this one. Okay, so if I put x equal to 0, so then it will become, now at x equal to 0, so your input impedance z in of x, which will be equal to z naught into, so this will become 1, so 1 plus gamma L divided by 1 minus gamma L. Okay, so now this, whenever at x equal to 0, so if you have, so you can observe the figure. So we have the source here. Okay, and we have the characteristic impedance z naught, or the input, whatever the input source generator impedance zg we can call it as. So now if I take the transmission line of length, okay, which is having a length L, and we have the load ZL. So now this is at whatever we will take at x equal to 0, and if I from the load end, if I take, so this is at x equal to L. Okay, so now that x equal to 0 if I take, so this Z in of x is nothing but the load impedance, that is ZL. Okay, so which is nothing but z naught into 1 plus gamma L divided by 1 minus gamma L. Okay, so now this gamma L we can derive in terms of ZL and Z naught. You can take this side, so 1 minus gamma L this side, and you can arrive this equation, that is the reflection coefficient at the load end. So that will be given by ZL minus Z naught by ZL plus Z naught. Okay, so that is what the reflection coefficient at the load end. But in general case we can have, so if I have the position x, so instead of the load end, so if I have any at any point on the transmission line, so then it will be having z in of x. So that we can write it as instead of ZL we can write it as Zin of x minus Z0 by Zin of x plus Z0. That is, in general, at any point if I want to calculate the reflection coefficient. Okay. So now if I take, so that x equal to, so from this side if I go on looking at the transmission line, so this is at x equal to 0, and since we are moving in the opposite direction, so this we can take it as x equal to minus L. Okay, so we are going from the load end, so generally we are moving from the source to load end, so that is, so from 0 to L. Now if I move from the load end, so I can take it as x equal to minus L. So now that if I substitute x equal to minus L, so we will get, so the Zin of x. So now we can substitute the, so what is x equal to minus L. So now we can write this Zin of minus L. Okay. So this Zin of minus L we can write, that is nothing but Z0 into, so we can have the whatever the earlier equation, so that I will write once more. Okay, so that is Zin of x, which is equal to Z0 into e power gamma x plus gamma L into e power plus gamma x. So this divided by e power minus gamma x minus gamma L into e power plus gamma x. Okay, so this is what, so in general. Now if I substitute x equal to minus L, so we will going to get Z0 into e power gamma L plus gamma L into e power minus gamma L. So this divided by e power plus gamma L minus gamma L into e power minus gamma L. Okay, so this is what the expression for the Zin at the input side, which is x equal to minus L. Okay. Now if I take this one, so the gamma L whatever, so this gamma L, if I take the common this one, so what you will get, so you will going to get the Zin of minus L, which is equal to Z0 into, so now we can substitute the gamma L, which is nothing but at the load end, so which is ZL minus Z0 divided by ZL plus Z0. Okay, so you can substitute this gamma L, and let us keep it this one as e power minus gamma L itself, and similarly, so we can substitute minus gamma L, so it will become e power gamma L minus ZL minus Z0 divided by ZL plus Z0 into e power minus gamma L. So now you can take the LCM of this and you can substitute that one, so you will get Zin of minus L, which is equal to Z0 into, so if I take this one LCM, so you will get e power gamma L into ZL plus Z0, okay, plus ZL minus Z0 into e power minus gamma L. So this divided by ZL plus Z0. Okay, so now this whole divided by, again in the denominator, so you will going to take the common factor e power ZL into ZL plus Z0 minus ZL minus Z0 into e power minus gamma L. So this divided by, so ZL plus Z0. Okay, so now this ZL plus Z0 cancels each other and you will left out with these terms. Okay, so e power gamma L into ZL plus Z0 plus ZL minus Z0 into e power minus gamma L. Okay, so now you can take out the common terms, so you can have, so we can have here, that is, so ZL into e power gamma L plus Z0 into e power gamma L, and here we can have ZL into e power gamma L minus Z0 into e power gamma L. So now you can have this ZL term and Z0 term common to each other, so you can take it that, and you can even the denominator also you can take. So if I take like that, so I can write it as, so this one I can write this one ZL into e power gamma L plus e power minus gamma L, and similarly here plus Z0 into e power gamma L minus e power minus gamma L. Okay, so in the denominator also we can take that one. So ZL, so it will be having minus, so if we can take Z0 into e power gamma L, so plus e power minus gamma L. Similarly, so we can take minus ZL common, we will get e power gamma L minus e power minus gamma L. Okay, so now you can, so this e power gamma L plus e power minus gamma L, you can take again common factor and it will go to the denominator. So that is, you can write like this, that is Zin of minus L, which we can write Z0 into, okay. So if I take this one common term in both the numerator and denominator, this will cancel each other. So it will remain ZL plus Z0 into e power gamma L minus e power minus gamma L divided by e power gamma L plus e power minus gamma L. Okay. So similarly here Z0 plus ZL into, so e power gamma L minus e power minus gamma L, so divided by e power gamma L plus e power minus gamma L. So this is what which is remaining. So now we can write this one, so we can have this one sin gamma L divided by cos h gamma L, so that will become tan h gamma L. So similarly here also, so that's why you can write the Z in at the source end. So we can have Z0 into ZL plus Z0 into tan h gamma L divided by Z0 plus ZL into tan h gamma L. So now this is one important equation, so which we need to find out the input impedance, or we can find out the impedance at the input of the transmission line. So this is also one of the important equation. Okay, so this is about reflection coefficient and impedance at any point and impedance at the input end. Okay, so is there any doubt? So if you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay, so is it clear, this one? Anybody, any doubt? Okay, so now we'll move on to the, so the lossless transmission line. Lossless transmission line. So now the lossless in the sense, so we have the propagation constant which is alpha plus j beta. So lossless transmission line means alpha equal to 0. So alpha equal to 0 in the sense the resistance part in the distributed analysis which is equal to 0 and shunt conductance which is equal to 0. Okay, so now we have for this, so Z0 which is equal to square root of r plus j omega L divided by g plus j omega c. So this r and g will go to 0 and this will give root of L by c. Similarly, so your gamma which will be equal to, so just j beta, okay, or you can write this one in terms of square root of r plus j omega L into g plus j omega c. So since r and g will be 0, you can write it as j omega root LC. So that is what your beta. Okay, so that is, we have seen beta equal to omega into root LC. So this is what the lossless transmission line, the basic parameters, impedance, propagation constant, and this one attenuation constant and the phase constant. Okay, so now we have the phase velocity also, that is omega by beta, which is equal to, so that is root of 1 by LC. So if I substitute beta which is omega into root LC, we will going to get 1 over root LC. And also we can substitute lambda which is equal to 2 pi by beta. Okay, so beta if you can substitute 2 pi by omega, so root LC. Okay, so 2 pi by omega into root LC. Okay, again you can substitute this omega equal to 2 pi into f. So the 2 pi will get cancelled, so you will get f into root LC. That also you can write it. Okay, so these are all the some basic parameters for the lossless transmission line. Now we can see what happens to the voltage and current equation. Okay, so now we know the equations. So V of x, so that is V plus of x plus V minus of x, that is incident voltage and the reflected voltage, and this we can write it in terms of V naught plus into e power j beta x. So since the alpha is 0, so the gamma will become e power j beta. Okay. Similarly, V naught minus e power minus j beta x. So this is what the V of x equation, and similarly you can write the current equation for the lossless transmission line, that is I of x, which is equal to, that is I naught plus into e power j beta x plus I naught minus into e power minus j beta x. So this is what the current in voltage and current equation for lossless transmission line. Now if I take V naught plus common here, so in this equation, okay, so your V of x will become, so if I take V naught plus common, so I will get, so that is e power plus j beta x plus, so V naught minus by V naught plus, so I can write it as V naught minus by V naught plus, that is actually at the load end gamma L we can write it as, and you will be having e power minus j beta x. Okay, so this we can write, or we can write even e power j beta x if I take common, e power plus j beta x, we will get 1 plus, so V naught minus by V naught plus into e power minus j 2 beta x, because this V naught plus by e power plus j 2 beta x, if I take into numerator, it will become e power minus j 2 beta x. Okay, so now we can write that one in general, that V of x we can write, so this V of x we can write, so V naught plus into e power j beta x into 1 plus, so now we can see here, so this we can write it as the reflection coefficient at any position x, so that is we can write this one also, which is nothing but gamma of x. Okay, and similarly we can write I of x, which is equal to V naught plus into e power j beta x into, so we can write, so this V naught plus by z naught is there, so because it is a current equation, and we will be having 1 minus gamma x. So this is a two equations for lossless transmission line, the voltage and current equation. Now we can have at the source end what will happen. Okay, so that is, so if I have the transmission line like this, so if I have the source, which is generator, we can call it as Vg, and we have the source impedance, or we can have the characteristic impedance of this one Z0. So this is at the source end, so we can have this is at the input end or source end, and we have the transmission line, which is the length L. Okay, and we have the load end, which is ZL. Okay, so now as I said, this is at x equal to 0, and this we can, since we are moving from load to the source, we can have that x equal to minus L. Now this is the input side. Okay, so now if I want that V of minus L and I of minus L at the source side, so now if I apply here, so you can say I am having at the voltage which is V of minus L, and I am having the current here I of minus L. Now if I apply only to this point, if I apply the KVL here, so I will going to get the, you will going to get the equation at the input side, so that is Vg minus Z0 into I of minus L. Okay, so since the current is here at this position is I of minus L, so we will get the generator, that is the equation for voltage, so we can have this Vg minus Z0 into I of minus L. So we have the voltage here, which we can equate it to V of minus L. Okay, so now we know V of minus L, so from our earlier discussion, or you can substitute, so x equal to minus L, from this equation you will going to get the V of minus L. So we can get that V of minus L, which is nothing but, so V naught plus into e power j beta L. Okay, so into 1 plus the gamma x, or you can have the, so since we have substituting the x equal to minus L, we can have e power minus gamma, that is 1 plus gamma of minus L, and here 1 minus gamma of minus L, and 1 plus gamma of minus L, and here it will become e power minus j beta, because we are substituting the x which is nothing but x of minus L. Okay, so now we equated this equation with this equation, so we will going to get the equation at the voltage for the transmission line at the input side, that is at the generator side. Okay, so that we can write in terms of the generator voltage. So now we can write that Vg minus Z0. So even we can substitute for I of minus L, so which is nothing but V0 plus by Z0 into e power minus j beta L. So that we can substitute also for I of minus L, so which is nothing but V0 plus by Z0 into, so into e power minus j beta L, this into 1 plus gamma of minus L divided by 1 minus gamma of minus L. Okay, so this is I of minus L, which is equal to V of minus L, that is V0 plus into e power minus j beta L into 1 plus gamma of minus L divided by 1 minus gamma of minus L. Okay, so this is what the equation you will going to get. Now you can see, so this we can send it to this side. In the right side you will going to get what is the value of Vg, that is Vg which is equal to this plus this, so that is V0 plus into e power minus j beta L into 1 plus gamma of minus L divided by 1 minus gamma of minus L. Okay, minus L into, so this plus, so this term, so that is Z0 into V0 plus by Z0, so that into e power minus j beta L into 1 plus gamma of minus L divided by 1 plus gamma of minus L. So this is the two terms, so this term and this term. Okay, so now what we'll get, so we'll get Z0 cancel each other here, and we left out with V0 plus e power minus j beta L, and here also V0 plus e power minus j beta L. Okay, so now what we will get, so we will get the Vg which is equal to, or we can write the 2 times V0 plus into e power j beta L into, so we can have okay, so this will actually minus or plus, so okay, this is plus and this is plus, and we'll going to get okay, so we have anywhere some we have missed it. Sorry, here it is equation, it is 1 plus gamma, only 1 plus gamma x, and this one it is 1 minus gamma x, I of L which is equal to only 1 minus gamma x, that is only I of L equation, it is the 1 minus gamma L, and here it is only 1 plus gamma L. Okay, so this is 1 plus gamma of minus L, and this is 1 minus gamma of minus L. So we'll be having only this term, that is 1 minus gamma L. So now this one will have the Vg which is equal to V0 plus, so e power minus j beta L into 1 plus gamma of minus L. Okay, plus, so Z0, so we can get cancel V0 plus into e power minus j beta L into 1 minus gamma of minus L. So only we have these terms. Okay, so that we can rewrite again to find out the what is the Vg value or V0 plus in terms of Vg. So this constant term we can able to find it out from this expression, so that we can write. So we can take v naught plus e power j beta l common term. So Vg equal to v naught plus e power j beta l if I take common. So I will left out with e 1 plus gamma minus l, so plus 1 minus gamma of minus l. So this is we have left out with, and this will get cancel each other, and we will get Vg equal to v naught plus into e power j beta l into 2 times. So okay, this is only 1 plus 1 2, and we can write v naught plus, so this is v naught plus we can write it as Vg, so divided by 2 into e power minus j beta. Okay, because here it is minus j beta and you will get the plus j beta. So this is what I will going to get for the sorry here it is plus, because x e power minus gamma x it is there, here it is plus in the all the cases, and here it will become minus e power plus j beta l, and here plus j, and here finally we will get minus j. Okay, so because v of x equation, so gamma will be plus, so you will going to get v naught plus into e power minus j beta l into 1 plus gamma of minus l. So that is what you will going to get. So that if you substitute, so finally we will end up with the v naught plus equation, that is Vg by 2 into e power minus j beta l. So now if I want to find out the input impedance at the input side of the transmission line, so that we know from the equation v of x and I of x, that is if I want to find out the input impedance, that is Z in of x, which we can define it as Z naught into, so 1 plus gamma of x divided by 1 minus gamma of x. So that we know earlier. So now if we want for lossless transmission line, okay, so even we have the another equation Z in of x, which is equal to Z naught into ZL plus Z naught into tan h gamma l. So this divided by Z naught plus ZL into tan h gamma l. So now for this lossless transmission line, so this gamma which is equal to alpha plus j beta, so this will become alpha equal to 0. So now this we can rewrite it as, so e power j beta l, so minus e power minus j beta l, so divided by, so this whatever tan h gamma l, so that we can rewrite it as e power minus j beta l minus e power minus j beta l. Similarly e power j beta l plus e power minus j beta l. So like that we can write. So now here, so since it is the j term is involved, so we can write this one as, so that is tan beta l. So instead of tan h we can write it as tan beta l, so which is equal to z naught into zl plus z naught tan beta l. So that is j term which will be there, because we will going to divide by 2j, we want to get sin beta l and cos beta l, so we will going to get j term here, that is z naught plus jzl into tan beta l. So this is the equation, so for the lossless transmission line. So you can have this, so you can substitute this and you can get it. So this we can divide it by the 2j, and this we can divide it by 2, so we can multiply and divide it by 2j here, so and here multiply and divide it by 2. Okay, so this 2 and 2 will get cancelled, j remains, that j will be having, and this we can write it as sin beta l, and this we can write it as cos beta l, that it will give tan beta l in the numerator, and similarly denominator we will going to get tan beta l. So this is the equation for the lossless transmission line. Okay, so the impedance at the input side of the lossless transmission line. Okay, now we can define the power which is based on incident and reflected voltage. So on this transmission line we can have the power equations also, that is P of x, which is nothing but P plus of x minus P minus of x. Okay, so that is the power equation. So we can write that the power at the load end also we can write, that is half into, only magnitude we can take VL square into R by ZL. So VL square by ZL or VL into IL, that we can write. So now we can write in terms of the Vx and Ix, we can only take the magnitude of Vx and Ix. So we can take the P plus of x, which is equal to the half into only real part of V plus of x into I plus of x. Okay, so if I take only the real part, so we will going to get the V naught plus, so we will going to get V naught plus the magnitude, and I naught plus is nothing but V naught plus by Z naught. So that is what we will going to get. So now if I write the P plus of x, so we will going to get V naught plus, so magnitude square by 2Z naught. And similarly P minus of x, we can write V minus of x into I minus of x. Okay, so that we can write it as the P minus of x, so which is nothing but, so the magnitude of V minus whole square by 2Z naught. But we can know that from our earlier discussion, gamma L is nothing but V naught minus by V naught plus. Okay, so now we can write V naught minus as gamma L into V naught plus. Now if I substitute the V naught minus square, okay, so what we will going to get? So gamma L into V naught plus square. So that is, we can write gamma square into V naught plus square divided by 2Z naught. Okay, so this is your P of minus x. Now if I substitute here, so you will going to get, so both the common terms is V naught plus square by 2Z naught. Okay, so into here 1 you will get, and here you will get that gamma square. Okay, so this is what we will going to get for the P of x. Okay, so now if I equate that P of x to the load value, so you will going to get the value for the load voltage, or you can find out the value for the incident value, that is V naught plus. So this is the equation, power equation. And even you can find out what is the transmission coefficient. So whatever the power will fed from the input side, that will go into the load side, so that you can find out the transmission coefficient. So from the definition we know the transmission coefficient, which is nothing but, so that is V plus, so into or VL by V plus. So if I take at the load side the value, so I will going to get VL by V plus, VL by V plus. So that is what your transmission coefficient, because so whenever the power which is going from source end to the load end, so whenever that disturbance occurs at the load side, so it is the equation, so which is the voltage at the load side by the incident voltage, because the tangential component of E field, so at the interface it will vanish. So that is what, so you will going to get equivalently the transmission coefficients. So you can define like this. So or we can define in terms of the transmission coefficient, in terms of the reflection coefficient, we can have 1 minus gamma square. Okay, so this we can derive also. So how we can derive? Okay, we can derive here. The next page we will going to derive that transmission coefficient. So that transmission coefficient, as I said, VL by V plus, we can define it as. So now this VL, which is equal to T into V plus. So now this load end we can write also, which is equivalent to the incident plus reflected voltage, V plus plus V minus. Okay, so now we can V plus we can take common here, so which will give 1 plus V minus by V plus. So this we can write it as V plus into 1 plus gamma. So here t into v plus, which is here. So v plus cancels. The t is nothing but 1 plus gamma. That is the transmission coefficient. Sorry, here it is v, not v plus, so it is v minus. V plus minus v minus, and here v minus, and this will be 1 minus gamma. So the transmission coefficient, which is nothing but 1 minus gamma. Here also, so we need to write 1 minus gamma. So this is 1 minus gamma square. Okay, so this is transmission square. If I take, this is 1 minus gamma square, or you can write the transmission coefficient, which is nothing but 1 minus gamma. So this is not only the gamma square, it is the whole square, 1 minus gamma whole square. Or you can write transmission coefficient is nothing but 1 minus gamma. So that will be derived through this equation. Okay, so this is what the derivation. So now, so we will going to see how the power, so in terms of the transmission coefficient. Okay, so that we can write, so which we have seen, that is the power which is at the load side, which is defined it as VL square by ZL. Okay, so now that we can equate it to this, whatever the incident power minus the reflected power. So this we can define already in terms of the voltage and impedance, that is V naught square plus Z naught into 1 minus gamma square. Okay, so now if I equate this one, so we will going to get the VL square by ZL. So now we can write in terms of the transmission coefficient, so which is equal to so now this VL, so we can replace this the transmission coefficient, so that we have defined earlier. So that is transmission coefficient is nothing but VL by V plus, or we can write it as VL equal to transmission line into V plus. So now we can write that VL half into, that is T square into V naught plus square divided by ZL, which is equal to V naught plus square by 2 Z naught into 1 minus gamma square. Now we can cancel this one, V naught square and Z naught, so sorry, 2 will going to get cancelled. So this T square we can write it as ZL divided by Z naught into 1 minus gamma square. Or also we can write, so that is one more time, if I multiply the ZL square, so we can write that Z naught into real part of ZL into 1 minus gamma square, sorry, 1 minus gamma square minus gamma square. So that we can write, so in the transmission coefficient. So this is for the transmission coefficient and the power equations for the lossless transmission line. Okay, so now we'll, what happened? Okay, I'll write one by one. So okay, I will write step by step. So first I will take any one equation and I will write, because whenever we tell, so the connecting equations we have to write, so that's why if I write in the next page it might not observed. Okay, I'll try to write that. So connecting steps. Okay, so this is about the transmission coefficients. So now we'll move to the next one, so that is the standing wave ratio. So now what is meant by standing wave ratio? So this actually standing wave ratio, when we are discussing the waves on the transmission line, we have discussed, that is we have the waves which are reflected wave, incident wave, okay, we have incident wave, reflected wave and transmitted wave, and one more we'll actually discuss standing wave. So what happens when, so say for example if I have two different medias, okay, 1 and 2, now whenever we have an incident wave and when it hits some disturbance, or whenever the incident which is wave which is going on, it experiences some disturbance, because of this disturbance some of the waves will get reflected, okay, so that is a reflected wave and this is an incident wave, and the partially some wave will get transmitted to the other medium, okay, or the second medium. So now because of this reflected phenomena, the reflected wave which again so disturbs the incident wave which is earlier which is coming. So now the combination of this incident wave and reflected wave will form the standing wave, okay. So that will actually form the standing wave, that is incident and reflected waves which will produce the standing wave on the transmission line or two conductor system. So now we can take the maximum voltage of this one. So we have the current and the voltage equation, okay. So now if I take the maximum voltage, that is V max of this V of x, that is V max is nothing but V of x maximum voltage, okay, and similarly so this will actually give, where it will give maximum means whenever you put x equal to 0, that is at the load end, that is V of x which is having V naught plus into so e power so j beta x. So let us take the lossless transmission line for plus j beta x. So whenever we will get the maximum magnitude of this voltage whenever we put x equal to 0, that is V naught plus V naught minus. So that we have to take the maximum voltage, that is nothing but at x equal to 0 we will get the maximum magnitude, that is V naught plus V naught minus. We are taking only the magnitudes, okay. So now similarly for the I max, that is the current, which is nothing but the maximum of I of x, which is equal to I naught plus magnitude minus I naught minus, so plus I naught minus magnitude. So if I write in terms of V naught plus, it will become minus V naught minus by Z naught, okay. So now we can write the in terms of the V max in terms of the reflection coefficient equation, okay. So now these are the two equations. So now after this I am writing from these equations, I am writing here the V max or Vx max, okay, so which is nothing but V max, okay. So we can write V naught plus outside and we can have 1 plus V naught minus magnitude by V naught plus magnitude, okay. So similarly I max I can write it as so V naught plus by Z naught, okay, magnitude. So this is for I naught plus, and if I take common for that, so I will going to get 1 minus, so that is V naught minus by V naught plus magnitude, okay. So since I naught minus is nothing but the V naught minus by Z naught, okay. So now we can write, so this V max which is equal to V naught plus into 1 plus, so we can write this the magnitude of this one at the load end. So because we are finding out only V naught minus by V naught plus magnitudes, we will write it as gamma L. And similarly, so the I max we can write it as V naught plus by Z naught into 1 minus gamma L. So this is what the I max, okay, and V max, okay. So actually whatever we are telling here, so this is plus whenever we have, but whenever we have the maximum voltage, always we will find out the minimum current there. So it is not Imax. So generally in the transmission line what will happen, okay, so if I have the waves which are going, so whenever we have the V max, so correspondingly we have the minimum, the current wave. So that is I minimum, it will come whenever we have V max. So that's why we can write, so instead of I max we will write the I minimum. So that's why there is a negative reflection coefficients, because of that I will get the I minimum. Okay, so V max and I minimum we will going to get. Okay, and similarly we can write V minimum and I max. Okay, so that we can write the equations again. So V minimum equal to, again it is V naught plus by 1 minus gamma L, I max it will come V naught plus into 1 plus gamma L. So it is a reverse case of V max and I min. So that is V min is nothing but, so this equation so I can write once more to not confuse again. So V min we can write it as the Vx min, that is nothing but V naught plus minus V naught minus. Okay, so that is V min. So we can write it as this one, V naught plus magnitude into 1 minus gamma L. And similarly we can, wherever the V minimum is there, we will get the I max. So that is V naught plus magnitude into 1 plus gamma L. So that is what, so you will going to get. So now we can write, so or we can define the standing wave. So in terms of standing wave ratio, that we will call it as VSWR. So this is very important term, that is voltage standing wave ratio. Okay, so this will give the Vmax by Vmin, the ratio of Vmax by Vmin. So that is nothing but, so the Vmax we have defined in terms of this one, so that is in terms of gamma L. So that we can write it as V naught plus into 1 plus gamma L, this divided by V min we have written V naught plus into 1 minus gamma L. So now this will get cancel each other, and VSWR we can write it as, okay, so VSWR we can write in the next page. So that VSWR we can write it as 1 plus gamma L divided by 1 minus gamma L. So that is what we will going to define as VSWR in terms of voltage. And we can define the gamma L in terms of the standing wave ratio. So we can take this side, so this gamma L into, we can express the gamma L in terms of the voltage standing wave ratio into VSWR, which is equal to 1 plus gamma L. So that will give VSWR minus gamma L into VSWR, so which is equal to 1 plus gamma L. Now we need gamma L, so say take is that one, this side, so we will have VSWR minus 1, so which is equal to gamma L into 1 plus VSWR. So now we can write gamma L, which is equal to VSWR minus 1 divided by VSWR plus 1. So this is what the gamma L in terms of VSWR. So in general we can, so voltage standing wave ratio, so since it is, the notation is very much long, so generally we can represent the voltage standing wave ratio also by S. Okay, so we can write that gamma L, which is nothing but S minus 1 divided by S plus 1. So this is also we can write, so for the voltage standing wave ratio. Okay, so is it understood? Any doubt till now? So if you can ask. So this is about the voltage standing wave ratio and the equations for the lossless transmission line. Okay, so anybody, any doubt? So I will try to